For more than 4 decades, one murder remained unsolved. Police had no suspect, no DNA match, no confession. Then, one ordinary soda bottle changed everything. This is Beverly Bruneau, a daughter, a friend, part of a tight-knit Texas community. Her daily life reflected the era: work, routines, and the comfort of familiar streets. According to publicly available news archives, Beverly lived in Texas and was killed in 1981. Specific details can vary by outlet. We reference only what has been reported by reputable sources. Police responded to a scene that would haunt investigators for decades. Reporters covered the story. Headlines captured community shock without revealing all details. Early articles focused on the mystery, not the graphic specifics. Evidence was collected under the standards of the time. Families and friends waited for answers that did not come quickly. The case drew tips, theories, and fear, but no clear path. From the outset, police said they were pursuing multiple leads, but time would become the toughest adversary. What is publicly confirmed? Beverly was killed in 1981 in Texas, and the case went unsolved for years. Many critical details remain sealed or unreported. We avoid speculation. The mystery endured, defined by questions, not answers. And that is how Chapter 1 closed, with grief and a file that wouldn't go away. What happened next would depend on science catching up to the truth. Investigators kept the file alive, revisiting leads, preserving items, rechecking lab results. In the early 1980s, fingerprint comparison and blood typing were standard. DNA profiling was not yet a practical tool. Methods were limited. Minute biological traces could be lost or unusable. Case files were studied and restudied as personnel changed. Years became decades. Detectives retired, families waited, cold case protocols evolved, re-inventory evidence, reassess viability for new testing. Serology could indicate type, but not identity. That boundary kept many cases unsolved. Digitization began to rescue fragile paper, enabling cross-referencing across agencies. Leads were revisited when new crimes, new suspects, or new technology surfaced. But for Beverly's case, core questions remained unanswered. The box stayed on the shelf, waiting for a breakthrough. Preservation would prove essential. Eventually, evidence would meet modern science. Generations held the line, quietly, methodically. The killer appeared to disappear forever, but the file never closed. Because science was still moving, and it was moving toward this case. By the 2010s, high-sensitivity DNA testing, probabilistic genotyping, and expanded databases transformed cold case work. Stored evidence can yield profiles even from trace amounts, if preserved and processed carefully. When standard CODIS searches fail, some agencies explore investigative genetic genealogy where permitted. Every step follows policy, legal constraints, and chain of custody. According to public reports, investigators kept searching for new avenues in Beverly's case. Preserved materials can be retested as technology improves. A profile is compared against known databases. If no hit, the search does not end there. In multiple cold cases, officers have lawfully collected discarded items in public to obtain comparison DNA. In this investigation, reputable news outlets reported that discarded soda bottles became part of the evidence strategy. After lawful collection, items are sealed, logged, and transported under chain of custody. From these items, analysts attempt to develop a reference profile for comparison. If profiles concord under accepted thresholds, investigators may identify a person of interest. Policies vary by jurisdiction. Warrants, consent, and privacy standards guide these methods. Experts note, contamination controls, blind testing, and documentation are critical. Analytical thresholds and statistical weight are documented in reports and may be scrutinized in court. DNA is a lead and, when appropriate, a basis for warrants. It is not a verdict. Only after corroboration and legal review do arrests occur. Here, the turning point reportedly involved those discarded soda bottles. From there, the case gained momentum, carefully and by the book. And after decades, investigators finally had a direction that would soon reach a courthouse. and a file stamped with a new word: active. According to publicly reported information, DNA comparisons linked a person of interest to the 1981 case. With legal approvals, the investigation moved toward an arrest. Documents and probable cause underwent review before any action. Then, quietly, the arrest was made. After 45 years, the investigation finally moved forward. Authorities emphasized the role of DNA analysis and preserved evidence. Headlines marked the moment. A cold case jolted back to life. At this stage, allegations are just that, allegations. We do not present guilt beyond what has been established in court proceedings. Every defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. Public records and reputable news outlets shaped what we can confirm and what remains unanswered. The case, once dormant, was now in motion, carefully, lawfully, and publicly. Next steps would unfold in hearings, filings, and, if scheduled, a trial. And the most important voice would be the evidence. Advances in forensic DNA are solving crimes once thought unsolvable. Quality control, contamination prevention, and documentation remain the backbone. National and state databases can link suspects to cases when legal criteria are met. Proper evidence storage keeps options open for decades. Statistical weight and match interpretation are critical and explainable to juries. In case after case, carefully preserved evidence has identified suspects many years later. Some investigations use discarded items like bottles, cans, or straws collected from public places. Policies and court rulings shape what's permissible. Departments update practices to align with the law. For families, even a single lead can transform decades of uncertainty. Each closure represents countless hours of steady work. Kits are more sensitive. Analysts can extract information from smaller, older samples. A match can be a starting point, leading to interviews, warrants, and, where appropriate, charges. Transparency, oversight, and clear policies build public trust as tools evolve. Cold cases don't always stay cold. They can warm slowly until the truth surfaces. And when they do, communities remember and heal. The process is meticulous, documented, and tested, because lives are shaped by its outcomes. And Beverly's case is part of that larger story. Return to the beginning. Old images, new science. One discarded soda bottle helped reopen a mystery that had remained silent for more than 4 decades. But every cold case reminds us that justice can take years, sometimes generations. For Beverly, the search for truth defined a generation of investigators. Now, the evidence speaks in the only place it matters. Under oath, under scrutiny, facts, not speculation. Records, not rumor. A life remembered. A community that never stopped asking. Science caught up. The file moved forward.